The following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League. On this episode of the Panthers Huddle, Week 1 is here. Coach Canales is in studio to talk about our kickoff in Jacksonville. Plus, step inside TD's film room as he shows us what makes the Jaguars tick. Welcome inside the Panthers Huddle.
Hello and welcome inside the Panthers Huddle. Kristen Balboni alongside Panthers legend Thomas Davis. TD, it is Week 1. How do you put into words as a player just how excited you are to finally get out there and face another team?
Listen, this is the moment that you really have the opportunity to reflect over all of the hard work that you've put in this offseason. And now, for a lot of players, there are different reasons that they're excited about starting this season. Some of them, it may be a contract year. Some of them, it may be a redemption year. Whatever it is that these players have in their mind that they want to go and be excited for, the time is now, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to football being back. I mean, it's the best time of the year, right?
It absolutely is the best time of the year. How did you feel about starting on the road when you were a player?
Listen, for me, it didn't matter. Obviously, you want to start at home, but for us,
you want to play all games at home, right?
It was all about being able to go and set the tone wherever you were. And it was huge for us as a defense because it's been said for a very long time, when you go on the road, you got to pack your running game and your defense. So we took a lot of pride in being the group that set the tone for the entire team. And for us defensively, that was something that was important. In this particular Panther team right now, I feel like KB is something that's very important for them as well, too.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We expect to see a much improved defense over last year. A lot of injuries last year. We expect to see a much improved defense this year, correct?
Absolutely. With the moves that Dan Morgan made, he went out, he solidified that defensive line. We saw a similar move with the offensive line 2 years ago, and we got the ROI on that. And now we're looking to see what kind of return on investment we're going to get with this defensive line. And I think that it's going to be, I don't think anything. I know that it's going to be a much improved D-line than we were last year. We're getting Derrick Brown back to go with those free agency players that we brought in. And these guys are excited. When you hang around them, you hear them talk about ball, you get to see them go out and compete. They're excited about rewriting that story that was put out there last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing just how well this defense comes together as a unit and how well they gel this Sunday.
I think they're going to look like a completely different unit out there. We'll see. Now, a guy that the Jaguars could see play on defense and offense as well is Travis Hunter. I think a lot of people are excited. Certainly, I mean, everyone is excited to see just how the Jags are going to utilize him. And we know that he has history with our very own Teteroa McMillan. They faced off against each other a couple of times. Travis Hunter at Colorado, Teteroa McMillan at Arizona. And Travis Hunter had a lot of great things to say about our wide receiver. Take a listen.
You might be the biggest name in football right now, but I feel like people don't give you enough credit, bro. So keep doing your thing, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. They definitely don't give you enough credit, bro, because you was definitely the toughest receiver I ever played. I always tell everybody that asks me that, I'd be like, it's not no receiver that gave me a problem, but the toughest receiver that I played against was you.
Appreciate
it's because
that,
you do everything. You got the speed, you got the hands. Just like you said, you tough, and you're not gonna let nobody get you out your game. So.
Wow, big words, mutual respect right there. TD,
Yes.
what do you think when you hear that?
Listen, I love to see guys respect the game and respect each other, and that's what you see right there. And T-Mac, as you see, he had some great numbers against Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter is just paying homage. He's giving respect. 14 receptions, 145 yards, a touchdown. That's not something that you would expect to see against a Heisman winning player, but Travis Hunter understands and he knows that T-Mac has a different element to him. You don't have guys with that kind of size, speed, and ability to just adjust to the football the way T-Mac is capable of doing. So it's going to be really, really important that we go out and we utilize that skill set that he has, while also understanding that Travis is not going to just be locked in at receiver like you just talked about. Cornerback number 2, that's a big statement.
That's just what I was going to ask you, and we'll ask Dave Canales about this as well. Do you think we'll see him on both sides of the ball?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I think it's going to be important for that fan base for them to see Travis Hunter do the things that they know that he's capable of doing. If they go out and when we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars,
right.
if Travis Hunter doesn't play both sides of the ball, the whole fan base is going to blame it on the fact that Travis Hunter didn't do what he was capable of doing, or the coaches didn't allow him to do what he was capable of doing. Whether that's the game plan that they have going in or not, that's going to be the narrative. So they have to make sure that they stick to whatever game plan they have, but they got to give the fans what they want in seeing Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball.
Well, let's talk about the guy who is going to be throwing Travis Hunter the ball, Trevor Lawrence. You said something really interesting, TD, when we were talking about this earlier. Is this kind of a make or break year for the quarterback?
I feel like it is. I feel like Trevor Lawrence, he's had some really, really bright spots as a quarterback in this league, but now he has a new coach, new GM. They're coming in and they're looking to bring their guys in. He did a great job, Trevor Lawrence did, in the way that he structured his contract. He structured it in a way that they can't trade him anywhere unless he gives the permission to be traded. But at the end of the day, a team can cut you at any point at their discretion. And I know that without a doubt that Trevor Lawrence is a competitor. Dating all the way back to his days of growing up as a young kid in Georgia, he was the #1 overall recruit coming out at quarterback. He went to Clemson for whatever reason, but he was able to win a national championship there. He's been a winner everywhere that he's gone. So I don't foresee him just going in and laying down and not coming out competing and fighting for that spot. So I think he's going to have a great opportunity to have a great season, but he has to make sure that that happens. And it's going to happen week 2, not week 1.
That's right. Week 2 for sure. All right. A little bit later in the show, TD is going to get at the board for TD's Film Room, and he's going to break down the Jags even further. That and a whole lot more coming your way on the Panthers Huddle.
Coming up, Coach Dave Canales is here to talk Jags on the Panthers Huddle. This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, the official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
Welcome back to the Huddle. I am joined now by Panthers head coach Dave Canales. Coach, week 1, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, super exciting. It's been a great camp, a great preseason for our group, just building the culture and really feeling the full group understanding about the type of football we're trying to go for, and it happens every day on the practice field. And I just feel really confident about the leadership in our locker room, the staff and everybody included, just like this is the expectation of how we work, so I'm really excited to see that come alive.
So you now have a year of experience as you head into this week 1. After a year of self-evaluation of, like we said, that experience, has anything changed in the way in which you are attacking week 1 and you are leading the team in week 1 versus last year, or is it all still the same?
I think that what I feel is a coaching staff that allows me to just affect the whole group. Brad just has a real brilliance about how he challenges the group, how he organizes the day, prepares the game plans, and keeps the thing moving and really spearheads it so that I can come in and I can be available to Tracy in special teams conversation. I can be available to Ajero and the conversations that we have there on the defensive side as well. And so it allows me to just really affect culture more by having a great supporting staff where I know if I'm over on this side, the train is still moving over here on the other side. And so I've felt that this camp, and I feel that going into this first game as well, that I'm going to just be able to impact, to selling the vision to this group of what we're striving for, to find our best, to win the first championship first, and go after that division championship. And it happens in the regular season. Every single opportunity is a championship moment, and so if I can continue to affect everyone and connect us all to our goals and our vision, it just makes us, I think, that much stronger because we're of one mind.
As we look at this offensive line, Ike Ekwonu, maybe some questions as he recovers from that appendectomy. Damian Lewis is looking good this week. How do you feel about where this offensive line is, both with their health and then also the depth that you have?
Yeah, I think, from a man to a man, I think this has been one of the most consistent groups that we've had throughout camp. The carryover of bringing everybody back. This is the first time in my 16 years in the NFL where we brought all of the starters and the depth players back on contracts. That kind of communication, the camaraderie, the brotherhood that's created in that room by Goody, by Harold Goodwin and Joe Gilbert and Dean Petzing, those guys really just, they have a way about them. And so it's just building off of that chemistry, and these are These are guys that have really just they came out every day and take a lot of pride in the work that they do, and they know the drills and they know the meetings that are coming up. And so that continuity is really special.
As we look at the Jags, Liam Cohen, first-time head coach, another former Bucs offensive coordinator, filled in that role when you left to come here. What kind of offense are you expecting to see from him?
He's done a great job of utilizing his pieces the best way possible, and whether it's receivers or tight ends, using different personnels, and really just challenging every part of your defense. He challenges it horizontally, he challenges it vertically. Very creative in his run game as well, trying to make the quarterback be a factor and a part of that. So I have a lot of respect for Liam. I've known him for a while now, and it's not going to be just kind of line up under center and here goes kind of your base plays. He's going to challenge us in different ways. And fortunately for us, we had a chance to see him twice last year and kind of see some of the different ways he'll attack in the areas that he likes to. And so we have to take that information for where it's at. But we also know they have different pieces on that side of the ball. So it's going to be really exciting, and the guys are up for the challenge.
Speaking of a little bit of unpredictability, Travis Hunter, obviously they invested a lot to get him. We don't know how much we'll see him, whether we'll see him on offense or on defense. What kind of wrinkle does that present? As not just you, but Coach E and the defense, everyone is game planning for him.
I think we just have to treat him like one of the other players, and it's going to start out with just identifying him as a receiver when he's on offense, identifying him as a corner when he's on defense. He's a part of the schemes that they do. We know that he is a very talented part of that. So we'll be aware of those things. But again, I don't know exactly how they're going to use him. I just know that if he were on our team, we would find ways to get him the ball some way, somehow, and I'm sure that they're going to be committed to doing that, So a little added wrinkle there, very exciting, but at the same time for us, like, we have to just treat him as part of the regular formation so that we can just get lined up and play ball.
Up next, step inside TD's film room as the Panthers legend breaks down film on our Week 1 opponent on the Panthers Huddle.
Welcome inside TD's film room. TD, today we are focusing exclusively on the Jaguars. We know that they have a lot of weapons. So if you were in the Panthers film room, where are you focusing?
KB, for the first time in film room history, we're focusing in on a kicker.
A kicker.
KB,
on TD's film room. I
listen to
never
me.
thought I'd see the day.
I know it sounds crazy.
Okay.
But whenever you have a kicker like Cam Little, the Jaguars kicker hasn't played in an NFL game yet.
Oh, now
And most of the time, KB, when you have NFL coaches, they have guys that want to attempt long field goals all the time. Yep. Guys are always shooting at the record, which was 66 yards. It's still 66 yards in the actual NFL game. But in the preseason, and this tells me a lot about this kid, the coaching staff had enough belief in this kid that he could make this kick. And I know it was right before the half, but it's a 70-yard field goal that he was able to make. 70 yards. Think about that. He hasn't really played in an NFL game yet, but to have the confidence in this kid to be able to go out right before halftime and kick a 70-yard field goal, which would easily be the NFL record. And as you can see on this kick, he could have made this from 73, 74 yards, KB. So without a doubt, whenever you have a guy with that kind of leg power and that kind of potential, we would be crazy if we didn't add him to the film room. I know he's the first kicker. And, hey, shout out to you, Cam Little. You made TD's film room by doing extraordinary things. 70-yard field goals will get you on here every time. None of that this weekend, though.
Yeah. Don't break any records. I was going to say, shout out to Cam Little for all you can do, but please don't break any records this weekend. We don't want to see it.
Maybe the most missed field goals in NFL history. We'll take that one.
There we go. All right, let's talk about the Jaguars offensively. We know that Trevor Lawrence has an arm, so where do the Panthers defense need to focus in on?
Listen, Trevor Lawrence is the head of the snake, but it all goes through Brian Thomas. And he was a rookie last year, and you probably say, okay, you're putting a lot of stock in a guy that was a rookie last year. Well, Brian Thomas didn't come out. He didn't perform like a rookie. He showed up week in and week out, and he was in the running for the Rookie of the Year with his LSU teammates, Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors. All three of those guys had a shot at it. But this is one of the reasons that make Brian Thomas a special player, because not only can he run inside breaking routes and intermediate routes, he can also just flat out beat guys off the line, as you see right here on this deep ball. And a lot of receivers usually get caught in this situation, but he has breakaway speed. He has the ability to track the ball down the field, catch the ball, and take off and get separation from a DB. So that's one of the things that we have to make sure that we're in tune to during this game. These guys have to know where Brian Thomas is at any spot on the field, because he's their go-to guy. They're going to get him the ball one way or another, whether they line him out wide, they put him inside, they may even put him in the backfield, but we have to know where that guy is, KB.
All right, let's talk about the Jaguars' defense. Where are you zeroing in on places that the Panthers really, really need to be locked in?
KB, to me, the strength of their defense are their edge rushers. They got Trayvon Walker with the #1 overall pick a couple of years ago.
Where did he go to school?
He went to Georgia. He's a Georgia Bulldog. You know I love shouting out my Georgia guys. But on the other side, it's a Kentucky guy. I mean, I paid tuition at Kentucky, so that might count a little bit. But literally, these guys are the heartbeat of that defense. That defense goes as those guys go. So Trayvon Walker, he's the guy that's coming into his own. But Josh Allen has been a guy that has been making plays from the first moment he stepped into the NFL, and he's continuing to do that. So our offensive line has to be in tune to where these guys are and understanding they are capable of doing these kind of things. Me and Luke used to take pride in having a tandem combo type deal. When we cause a fumble, the other one get it.
Yep.
Trayvon Walker causes the fumble right here. Josh Allen scoops it, and he almost scores. But those are some of the things that these guys are capable of wreaking havoc on you with in this game. So we got to make sure that we're not allowing them to get close to this quarterback. We're putting eyes on them everywhere that they go. And at the end of the day, if we get these guys blocked up, no, not if, when we get these guys blocked up, it's going to be a long day for that Jaguars defense, because it's going to allow Bryce to get comfortable. He's going to settle in, and it's going to be a great day for our Panthers.
I love to hear that, TD. Thank you, as always, for educating us inside TD's film room. All right, we got more for you coming up. When we come back, we're going to be letting you know who TD is taking a look at, who he's going to have a special eye on in this week's game. I don't know. It might be that guy right there. You got to stay tuned to find out.
Closed captioning for the Panthers Television Network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, providing premier eye and ENT care to North and South Carolina.
It is time now for our Coke Spotlight. TD, who or what are you spotlighting? Who are you keeping an extra eye on this week?
KB, my Coke Spotlight goes to Hunter Renfrow. I'm excited that we were able to bring him back. Nobody understands better what it's like being out of football for multiple years and the stress and the strain that it puts on you mentally and physically. So to know that he's been able to kind of battle back from the health scare that he had, to come out and, you know, at times just be the best receiver on the field. And, you know, you go through some struggles when you're trying to get your legs back and you're trying to get back acclimated to playing football. But I know that Hunter Renfrow is going to be a difference maker on this football team. Once he gets back into the groove of football, he's going to put a lot of people on notice. Yeah,
how quickly can he adjust? You were just saying it might take a little time. Can we expect him to have a big impact in this game right here?
Listen, I absolutely expect him to have a big impact, because he did get banged up a little bit with his hamstring over the course of the preseason, which I think allowed him time, you know, to go and just refresh and get those legs back right. I mean, we did end up releasing him and we brought him back, but I just know that Hunter Renfrow is a guy that worked extremely hard for the things that he has, dating all the way back to his Clemson days. He wasn't a highly recruited player. He had to work for it. He had to work for it when he got to the Raiders, and now he's doing it again. And he just appreciates things more when you have to work the way that he's had to work. So I know that Hunter Renfrow is probably going to be in the running for Comeback Player of the Year. You heard it right here first.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And as you said, you're a veteran in this league. You know how to be durable. You know how to give your all no matter what is going on. And nobody knows that more than you, TD. My Coke Spotlight is this O-line. You know, we talked to Coach Canales earlier. He's optimistic about having those starters out there, including Ike Ekwonu after that appendectomy, which, oh my goodness. But we heard Canales say this, and we all know this, the depth that they have. should they need it to bring back not just all the starters, but the guys that are filling in as well, like your Cade Mays, your Brady Christensen's, Josh Nijman. You know, they have this incredible depth, TD, and it's just great to see, and it makes you feel good, especially like what you were saying with these edge rushers. It makes you feel good that even if Ickey can't go, we feel good about Damian Lewis being out there. But no matter who's out there, we got a really good shot of protecting Bryce.
Absolutely. And this is probably the first time in the history of me being a part of this organization that we were able to bring back all of our offensive linemen from the previous year. So people don't really understand what that continuity is like whenever you are really comfortable with the guys around you. You know exactly what they're going to do without even having to say certain things. And I referenced me and Luke a lot, but that was something that we developed over time because we were able to play together over the course of a period that allowed us to understand he understood where I was going to be, I understood where he was going to be, and it just worked.
You know, you can never reference you and Luke enough. Let me tell you that right now. TD, we are so excited. Where are you going to be watching the game?
I'm trying to see if I'm going to make it down to Duval. It might be it's going to be a game time decision.
Well, we're going to be excited no matter where you are. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Panthers Huddle this week. We'll be back next week. But until then,
keep pounding.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.